Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is Dog333, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 TNO, Second West Russian War. On last video, we did some of this, a little bit of that. I forget exactly. It's been a while. It's been a few days since I recorded this, so I'm a little behind. I got catfish and average results in school, I guess. Ah, shit. That sucks, dude. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's no fun. Other than that, it's okay. Well, bad things are mostly okay, at least. But, yeah, shit. So, excited to see this gameplay? I am too, man. I am too. I got done saying this a little bit, and I just said this for the Twitch people, so I'll keep it a little short for YouTube people. I'm supposed to be at work right now, but I called the day in. One, mostly because my foot's a little messed up, and I'm trying not to mess it up anymore because I have a play starting next week, and that would be no bueno if I fucking sprain or twist or break my foot when I'm supposed to be doing a theater production. That would kind of suck. So I want to ease my foot a little bit. But also, fucking Toolbox Theory is apparently dropping Saturday. At least the Saturday of when I'm recording this. It's probably going to be out already by the time I upload this to YouTube. Just because I've been a little behind on recording this, and my thumbnails have been ready. By the way, Jaden, I saw you. I'm happy you're here. No pressure, but I could use the thumbnails. So thank you. So I figured, okay, shit, I need to finish up all these series that I'm recording for HoI 4. I already knew I was gonna have to do that because the new DLC is dropping Tuesday, maybe next Wednesday. I don't know exactly. So I knew I had to finish up Kaiserreich and this, but now I got a bit more of a time crunch for TNO, which I'm not complaining about. It's fine, you know. Been putting some more of my hobby stuff, mainly this, to the side a little bit, just because I've been busy with some real life stuff, work, this theater production thing I'm doing. But I have missed YouTube, and I did want to get back into it. So here we are, boys. We'll go ahead and put them on the Manchukuo border. I think we'll go ahead. We'll save up political power. Might do more of that later. I don't know. Got more of these fucking tanks. So let's send them that way. Oh, shit, I unplugged my headset. Shit. When I did the head thing. The pound thing. What the fuck is this? Pavel, CEO of the Phoenix Corporation, screaming at the top of his lungs. Try not to shoot the messenger, Pavel. The truth is, you're out. From here on out, all major corporate bodies, including Phoenix, will no longer have any political authority within the Russian Federation. The Federal Assembly, from here on out, is a government of the people, not of corporate influences. Kurchenko explained with a smug smile as he watched the CEO's face become as pink as a pig. You and Shukshin, you can't do this to us. We built the Federation. It was our money that brought it to prosperity. You only exist because we permit it. Pavel exclaimed as his eyes bore into Mikhail's with unrivaled fury. That's President Shukshin to you, Pavel. You may have contributed to the Federation, but any power you had when the former President Pokrishkin was in charge is gone. President Shukshin is in charge of the Russian Federation, and he has ordered you and every other company to play by the rules. I suggest you comply, Pavel. Kurchenko replied, but a cold but calm edge to his voice that rattled the CEO. Kurchenko smiled as Pavel struggled to come up with a response. The economic minister moved to leave the enraged CEO's office, but stopped at the door. He took a deep breath and looked back. Do not underestimate Vasily Shukshin, Pavel. If you so much as try to challenge his authority and the will of the people, he will bring you down before you have a moment to comprehend what you have unleashed. Novak Mikhail left the office, greeting grateful workers with a warm smile as they cheered him on, applauding the minister for standing up to the ruthless CEO. For the first time in his life, Pavel was put in his place by the will of his workers. Damn. Limited corporate influence. Let's go ahead and do constitutional reform next. While the president's early reforms have strengthened our efforts of liberalizing the Federation, if we can't replace the Soviet Constitution that has reigned over the Federation since its inception, our efforts could easily be easily undone with nothing more than the signature of a future president. This is a dangerous issue the Federation can't risk. No president, reformist or not, should be permitted to have this much executive power over the government and its people. President Jukshin, after some convincing, understands our issue with this fact and has promised to allow the process of creating a new constitution to move forward without any interference from him or his administration. Okay. So we can get some civvy factories, or start building them some stuff at least. Where do we want to build, though? We could do some infrastructure. And we're already kind of doing that with stands. Let me see. Do that a little bit. Get some more steel in, Vilya? I don't know. Whatever it is, we'll build some more there. Just get some infrastructure going over there so we can get more resources. So yeah. That's my day so far. Chat, how are you guys doing? Get out of here with the pop-ups. We'll put this towards. So we're doing okay with tanks. We could use more of these though. Let's get more of these going. There we go. And already, doing pretty well there. Edge, nice to see ya. Burb out of physics techs and Mannerheim's here. How you doing, Kev? Kev, Eric, Burb. Well, Burb kind of told me how he's doing, but the rest of you, how are ya? And we got more unassigned divisions from there. Either so hard or knew nothing, so it felt it was easy, or it was actually easy. Oh, I hate that. When you don't know whether you did good or bad on a test. That's the weirdest fucking feeling. Good getting ready for work. There you go. There you go. A working man. I respect it. Ignoring the incessant noises of a ringing telephone that was most definitely Pakrishkin wanted to give him a piece of his mind, Shukshin was half asleep as he read one of the last few untouched papers on his messy desk regarding his latest act, which is about constitutional reform. President Aisley flipped through the lengthy document, scribbling his signature rather untidily at the bottom. He'd received his tsunami request, after announcing he would do his best to assist minor political parties in whatever way possible, and taking him an all-nighter to get through all the papers. As he started trying to tidy his desk, to start getting things done more efficiently, he heard the door click and turned around to watch his secretary walk in his office wordlessly and dump a fresh stack of papers in a relatively untouched area of a cluttered mess of a workspace Shukshin operated. His secretary stared at the half-dead president and offered him a pitiful look before leaving. Shukshin groaned inwardly, reaching over to his empty coffee mug and shakily getting up to refill. Fiddling with a knob on the coffee machine, he pondered taking a nap and catching up some desperately needed sleep. Just as he was about to head to his room, the writer froze as the thought of Zlovsky regaining control over the Federation suddenly entered his mind. The people's rights being stepped on, torn apart once again. His gut somersaulted, made the decision, shuffling back to his desk, fueled by caffeine and something else in his soul. Sleep could wait. What I missed so far in stream? Not too much. I explained how I fucked up my foot, and that's why I'm not at work. And also that toolbox theory is dropping Saturday, so it's also kind of why I'm not at work and I'm doing this instead. We limited corporate influence. Always very fun. And then we'll do the people's president next. Vasily Shukshin, friend of the farmer, ally of the workers, champion of the people. In these few short weeks, the president and the reformists have proven through our recent social reforms, the president is indeed a man of the people. The people's president. Thank you for the hydrate. The people of Russia can count on the president and the reformists to do what is right. Together, the Federation marches forth, moving ever closer to achieving the promised Russian dream. Let's go ahead and let's do another lobbying effort. Get more civvy factories. Probably a few more military factories from here. Would be decent, I'd imagine. And then I think we'll probably want to get working on more AA as well. So you know the AI is probably really grinding out their aircraft. We're gonna have I'm hoping so. I mean, I'm hoping I can get this done today. Then maybe I can get working on the rest of the Kaiser X stuff I gotta record. It's kind of slacking on that a little bit, I'll be honest. And then and that'll leave us up for open for Fridays for Fallout. Ooh. Better agricultural methods. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's what I like to see. I know at the very least we're going to start dealing with the Japanese. That's the hope, at least. Spamming AH, 70s cast, and fighters pretty necessary. Yeah. And we already got those going, luckily. Since becoming president of the Federation, Vasily had been either stuck in Novosibirsk or traveling the nation from Magadan to Nizhny Novgorod, meaning he couldn't visit Barnaul nearly as much as he would have liked. His time away from his native city made his return to it all the better. He was filled with a sense of nostalgia as his car drove through the streets of Barnaul, reminding him of his time as mayor of Barnaul while he led his campaign against the ruling Siloviki. Now here he stood triumphant. He had returned a president. Despite his time away from the city, the reception he received from Barnaul natives certainly did not change, as thousands of people had lined the sidewalks to greet their beloved president. Shukshin waved to them as he passed with a smile on his face. So many across Russia had put their faith in him to do right by them, to deliver on his promises of freedom and democracy for all Russians, and he aimed to deliver on that promise. Soon enough, Vasily found himself whisked away from his thoughts, and was soon enough on a stage before a loud crowd of thousands who had come to see their president after his time away from Barnaul. Shukshin smiled as he cleared his throat and looked to the people he'd come to love over these long years. Good people of Barnaul, it's good to be home. Hey, Helmut Schmidt. How are you doing, friend? Nice to see ya. I assume you're the same Helmut Schmidt in the Discord? Let's go work on some army stuff real quick, actually. When our vast motherland finally became one after decades of division and destruction, few were to forget the valiant efforts made by the Federation's pride and joy, the All-Siberian Army. Now that the nation is united, the time has come to reform the new name All-Russian Army and prepare to lead the Federation for the coming conflict against Germany and the Puppets of Reich. Yes? Okay. Figured as much. How are you doing, mein Freund? Wie geht's? Yeah, we have you guys there. This is it. Oh shit, Diablo's here too. What's up, dude? Oh yeah, I mean, I was literally talking about how this isn't normal, but, you know, I took work off. I've said this like 20 times, and these people are probably sick of this. My foot is fucked up a little bit, so I'm staying home so I don't fuck it up even more. And fucking TNO is having Toolbox 30 drop, so I have to do it. Bormann did win. He did win. Despite the numerous victories of the Federation of the various warlords in the quest to reunify the motherland, a mere army of a warlord will pale in comparison to the might of a superpower. Many within high command naively believe that the all-Russian army in its current state can easily repel Vatutans from west. Shukshin does not share his sentiment, however. He sees an army not quite up to the standards of most modern militaries. The Navy is incapable of defending the Bering Sea from the Kriegsmarine, and most importantly, the Russian Air Force is completely outmatched by Luftwaffe in both quality and quantity. To match up to the Germans in the upcoming Reunification wars, the only solution is rapid modernization or formation of the Federation's armed force. Well, there we go. I actually wonder what a strong democratic rush would actually be like. It's something that never really happened before. Oh, yeah, I'd imagine so. It's a fun thought. Let's go ahead and expand the Central Design Bureau. That research slide is actually pretty nice. I probably should have done it a little bit quicker. One major lesson we can take from Great Patriotic War is that Russia was technologically behind and did make the advancements required to beat them back to their borders. But this failure to modernize cost of the former Soviet Union everything. The Federation must be the instrument of change in Russia. We need to modernize our society and armed forces to reach the technological superiority the superpowers enjoy. By expanding funding to the Central Design Bureau, we can overcome our shortcomings and finally achieve modernity. Hope the leg feels fine. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. I mean, so far so good. I mean, I was able to walk around fine on campus, and rehearsal went mostly fine. But it really started to flare up a bit at the end with all the standing. And so I was like, okay, fuck. I really am going to have to sit this out a little bit, aren't I? Or sit today out. And so here we are. I'm obviously spending my time wisely. We are reuniting the motherland. That is time well spent, if you ask me. Sorry, I had to send my Snapchat story. Forgot to do that. You know what I've just realized? You go ahead and tell me what you just realized, Kev. There we go. We got anti-air. That's gonna be good. I'm not. Oh yeah. He is folded up. Me keeping him out all the time kind of messed up the back because I have to keep moving him around. So I have him. Leaned up. He's still around. I figured you'd approve of that, Diablo. That is fun stuff. Alright, so... shoot. We can work on, special forces. I don't know if we'll use them, really, but we can at least get started on it. Wanted to snatch it up in case I ever decide to start streaming. There you go. Can I not research more than one at a time? What is up with that? That's a little weird. But okay. Oh, did I think I selected the wrong research slot. Right? Yeah, okay, that's what happened. Well, I was about to say, Mannerheim's usually you name it. Yep, Mannerheim's a badass. Most famous black Finnish person too. There's a movie where he had an African actor playing. That's interesting. Will be First Nation you play when Toolbox Theory comes out. I've thought about this actually. I did a poll a long time ago, and the first major campaign I'm going to do is Iberia. I know that much. But that's a major. For minors, I've thought maybe a Moor. A Moor might be interesting. Maybe Ireland. Because they're usually a good tutorial island. I'm not going to have any idea what to do. Burgundy rework. I think part of it at least is going to be Toolbox there. I don't know about the whole fucking thing. But there are going to be like little things added there. Let's go ahead. Get an armored spearhead going. In 1941, the Germans didn't break our lines of infantry alone. It was an armored spearhead that shattered the Red Army and stormed our sacred tank, Moscow. Aside from T-34, the German tanks were more technologically more advanced. That's a typo. Were technologically advanced, more so than our armor in far greater numbers. The Federation knows the importance of tanks on the battlefield and will strive to ensure that we are up to par in terms of technological capabilities. It's not a full rework, but just makes. I think they're tweaking all that. I know Japan is actually going to be playable, and that makes things kind of tempting for me to play them, because I was going to play them, I think, when I got 800 subs, and then I realized, oh wait, they're a buggy fucking mess. That's not going to work. Shukshin's eyes scanned the vast steppe from within the comfort of the president's car, looking upon the vast plains of Meadowland with wonder. Soon, Shukshin arrived at its destination, a top-secret facility just north of Tomsk. Exiting the car, the president was approached by two men, one cloaked in a lab coat and the other dressed in full military uniform. President Shukshin, we're glad you have arrived. Please follow us. Vasily followed the men to the facility, guarded by two all-Russian army soldiers. The trio went down an elevator and entered a silo where a very large nuclear weapon with a large nuclear weapon in the center. The key to Russia becoming a giant once more. Although the president had been informed of the progress of the nuclear weapons program, to see the weapon himself gave an equal measure of both awe and horror. The officer began to speak. This, as you know, is Molnia. This, along with the many other weapons being constructed, will help close the distance between the Federation and the superpowers. The rider slowly approached the missile, placing a hand on the side of the weapon, a slight smile forming on its face as he looked at the strength of the Federation, the sword of the motherland. Gang of Four Spear the third time. Gang of Four Spear is a fucking good campaign. Stretch, thank you, Foxen. Nice to see you, by the way. Man, the Spear is definitely general the weakest part of the mod. Yeah, I'm glad to see it. Ooh, gonna try to non-world end going. There you go. Okay, yeah. But yeah, for the first campaign I'm gonna play, I've thought of more, because I did have someone on my Patreon request that a while ago, and I don't really have it where you pay me to do a series. If you pay me on Patreon, I'll do a series definitely. Just because this is a hobby instead of a career, and I don't have really tiers set up for it, but he did suggest it, and I did think, you know, I might, it doesn't sound like a bad idea. It was in the back of my mind. I might as well do that. Why not? And so yeah, that's something that might be coming. But also Ireland, I think, would be fun. Let's get some more air bases in Kostroma, Upham and Onega. Let's get anti-air going there as well. Honestly, let's just max out the anti-air in these border areas. God damn it. Let me go ahead and approve that. And you know what? I'm gonna do something. Can I mod you here? I don't think I can mod you right now. Never mind. That is beyond my control. I guess we're reading anti-air there. Why not? It's gonna mod one of you guys, but didn't work out. It's not allowing me to do that right now. Oh yeah, just print more Reichsmarks. There we go. Imagine how cool it would be to watch foreign destroy the economy with new economy system. Oh yeah, man. New economy system scares the shit out of me. But I'm also very, very interested in how it's gonna go. That's one reason why I'm thinking Ireland might be a good game to start off with. One, you know, show Kev's home country some love. But at the same time, it's usually Tutorial Island for all Paradox games, except really EU4. You don't want to play EU4 in Ireland because it's a fucking pain. So I tried getting Lucky the Irish off screen, and that wasn't really. So there's that. I also have thumbnails already made for Ireland because I was gonna play it as my big. Okay, this is the cutting room floor is out. This is the series I'm going to be doing. But then I realized that fucking Hydrix Path was fucking nuts and looked actually really fun. And so I did that instead. And I started recording it, but I'd never finished it. But I might get back to it. I'd like to get back to it at least. E4 only can be a meme initially, but once you push me out doubling the first time, they're pretty easy. Yeah, it's just that I'm having the issue doing. I tried, you know, I played as, I hopped in as Desmond on an off-camera game. Was doing pretty well, and then fucking England declared war on me, and none of my allies stuck by me, and it just kind of fell apart and kind of sucked. Well, that's kind of how me playing EU4 goes. Generally. Let's go ahead and let people know that their vote matters. During the rule of Novosibirsk, the right to vote was restricted to with the most privilege and lead of the Federation and the most powerful votes. The only reason Chukchin got where he is today is due to support of Sibir Corporation and the few in government that were in favor of reform. Despite the minor reforms made by former President Prokrishkin in voting rights, the criteria that most Russians had to meet just to vote in the elections were near impossible to meet. We should make efforts to transform voting rights in the Federation, removing the barriers to ensure that all Russians are fairly represented in their government. Just reload the game until you get a game where France, Castile, Denmark don't rival each other and ally them. Okay, I get that. That's not... I'll keep that in mind. EU4 was the most rewarding and the most frustrating game. Had to restart 12 times squared to fuck up Castile's Portugal. Yeah. I like EU4 a lot, but the fact that I can get really RNG, I don't like that as much, I'll be honest. And then I just realized I'm gonna need another army of these guys, because we did not do well with Iran. You get those three and focus on the Navy, and your allies can send me Navy bomb the channel. Okay. Volody brushed off the eyes of his jacket as he felt the cold breeze on his face. He knew he would catch his death like this, but he couldn't help but to enjoy the wind in his hair. Eventually, he stepped away from the window and closed it. He really needed to stop doing that. 4 years ago, he wouldn't have been able to ride on a train. The speed, the motion, was all still new to him. He sat down and put his hat back on, leaning back into the seats and sipping on a bottle of Coke he'd brought from his home city of Tomsk. The stuff was expensive, but he decided to spoil himself since it would be the last time he would be able to get a hold of it for the next 4 years. hadn't wanted to go on a second tour. He never wanted to be a soldier, period. He can never forget the things he saw in Magadan and Cheetah. Ever since the Federation took over in the Far East, he had finally settled down, In that time, he had married, had a son, a family he loved dearly. When the Federation had taken the West, he was just happy. His wife's small business had grown, and he didn't need to worry about getting shut down for selling books against the government. Finally, he could be at peace. He had hailed the trolley lady over to him and purchased a sandwich for lunch. He took his time with these, looked over the familiar tundra he had long recognized as his home. After the Federation united, Russia and the President Shukshin proclaimed the Russian Federation. Fireworks went off, and everyone from the Siberian East to the European West had celebrated. He thought that was finally over. He'd been sitting in his armchair one afternoon after a day's work and construction when he had heard on his home radio the long-awaited public announcement from the President. The President shocked the world, proclaiming that the time of true reunification was approaching. Those words piqued Volodymyr's interest. The President went on to proclaim in the speech that Moscow was rightfully part of the Russian Federation as any oblast could be. The President called for all strong sons of Russia to step forward in aid in the true reunification of our land. He answered the call for the Federation. And I will go ahead and leave that there for the YouTube people, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Boy.